So a 20-minute full-length anime series, aka Gintama, spent its entire time on a single poop joke. I guess in a way you could say that this episode was, crappy. Anyways, puns aside, this episode had me dying. I could not stop laughing. Now, at the end of the day, comedy, as always, is subjective, and I could see many not liking this episode because of the choice of comedy. I actually have quite a few friends I know that do not like anything when it comes to poop jokes or fart jokes. It is something that I know many don't like, because it's in some people's opinion, they think it's a low form of comedy. It's very cheap comedy. That's what many actually think. And so, I could see many not liking this episode because of the type of comedy used. However, I'm a person that likes all forms of comedy. I like almost any comedy, depending on how it's done. And the comedy in this episode, even though it was a poop joke, it was a very well done poop joke, because the setup for it and the misunderstanding between both parties and negotiations going on made the joke hilarious. Now, if this would have been an average series, a regular series without, I guess, great characters that could really carry themselves, this would have probably been a very bad episode. Hands down. If this would have been just a run-of-the-mill anime or manga or whatever, this would have probably been a bad episode, because most authors do not know how to have a perfect blend or balance of seriousness and comedy with those tone shifts, and that's kind of what made this episode so funny, because on one half, you have the comedy segment, which is all about the poop joke, and Nobu basically suffering and wanting to go to the bathroom. On the other hand, you have one group, the Liberation Army, which is wanting to, conquer the planet and all that, rid, the Tendoshu and all that. They want to basically own Earth, and they're trying to have negotiations, a serious negotiation with, the samurai that's coming into their spaceship, and that's kind of what's going on here. You have two sides, so you have the serious side and the comedic side, and it doesn't matter at all, whichever side you prefer. It was a well-done episode. It was a perfect blend, because the comedy didn't really interfere with the seriousness, and the seriousness didn't really interfere with the comedy, because there was a misunderstanding between the negotiations. And in a way, I feel like it's a metaphor for how negotiations are in the first place, how politics or negotiations are done. I feel like that entire, comedy element with poop and all that was probably a metaphor for how, politics or negotiations are in the first place. I mean, let's think about the FCC and, what happened net neutrality. I mean, perfect example right there. So, yeah. Anyways, to get right into it, though, I'm going to say that this episode, on paper, or just looking at it as a reviewer, it's a very simple episode. It isn't anything crazy. It isn't anything that's thought-provoking. And, I mean, there's a lot of episodes of Gintama that are like that. Even the comedy episodes, there's a lot of thought-provoking moments of the series, which is one of the main reasons why I love this series so much. Not just for the comedy, not just for the serious stuff, but I love it for the thought-provoking moments that just give you the meaning of life, or teach you about what things you should or shouldn't do in life. And that's a big reason why I love Gintama so much. And this episode wasn't really that. It wasn't thought-provoking. But even then, though, even though it was a very simplistic episode, it wasn't thought-provoking. It still was a very entertaining series, which is thanks to Gorilla Sensei being able to, like I've already said, mix comedy and seriousness. And it's just amazing how he's able to do something like this in an arc that's supposed to be the final arc of Gintama. This is the bona fide final arc of Gintama, and it's done. It's over. It's gone. It's not going to be in Shonen Jump. It's not going to be as an anime. It will be over. And it's sad thinking about that, but at the same time, when you think of a final arc of a series, you think of something that's going to be very serious. Even in Gintama's standpoint, when you're thinking about Gintama and all the arcs it's had in the past and all that, you would assume that Gorilla Sensei would put all effort in being 100% serious. But in that case, he's not, which I feel like is perfect for Gintama, because it wouldn't be Gintama without it, joking about having a little fun here and there. That's just what the series is. And so, this episode, at the end of the day, it once again just shows the quality of Gintama and why Gintama has survived throughout the years. I mean, if it wasn't for Gorilla Sensei's sense of humor and how he handles his writing between the blends of tones and all that, I don't think it would have lasted this long. And it's just amazing to see a writer like that that's kind of mastered even something that could be called the lowest form of jokes or comedy, being just very helpful and funny in this show. So, in a way, you could kind of say Gorilla Sensei is an amazing comedian when it comes to writing comedy, because, like I said, low form of comedy right here, but it's still entertaining. So, let's talk about the misunderstanding. So, the misunderstanding that went down. Basically, you had one side that wanted to negotiate, a serious negotiation on who's going to take down Nintendo, Utsuro, and all that, and also deal with the planet. And they're trying to be 100% serious. While you have the samurai side with Nobu and all that, they're just trying to get this man to say everything he wants, but also keep the man in the chair, because he has to go to the toilet really bad thanks to Kagura. So, basically, Kagura gave this man some bad food, messed him up a bit, messed up his stomach, and he's constantly having to go to the toilet. So, it's thanks to Kagura, in a way, that set up this negotiation and had this episode happen in the first place. So, if you like this episode or even dislike this episode, you can thank Kagura for that, because she's the one that came in for that assist on the negotiation. So, you know, I tip my hat. I tip my hat to her. She did a fantastic job with Nobu. Got that revenge, but at the same time had this man suffer and also get the job done and be an actual shogun for once. So, anyways, let's talk about Nobu for a second. So, Nobu, his lines he was spouting off, the misunderstanding with what he was saying to the Liberation Army, and how he wanted to go to the bathroom, I couldn't help but laughing, because when he got down there, and it looked like he was about to just crap his pants, he was just kneeling down and all that, they thought he was about to release a nuke, and I'm like, this is happening, like, this man is actually doing this, and it continued going further and further until the Liberation Army leader, he sits down and gets in the same position as Nobu, and he's like, ah! Similar to Dragon Ball Z. I think there might be a Dragon Ball Z joke there. But he's like, ah! And then you hear I don't even want to imagine it, it's so nasty. But you hear a wet plop sound. Oh, the sound effect was just so nasty. Just thinking about that sound effect, it's disgusting. And you just hear like a little drip, like, I can't even mimic it. It's nasty. I'm like, really? Really? And the man was so embarrassed because of what he did, which makes a lot of sense why he'd be embarrassed. He's like, you know what? Let's negotiate. Don't talk about this. I'll do whatever you want. I'll meet your demands. And I'm like, classic Gintama. Classic Gintama. Only Gintama could do something like that. Only Gintama. So, yeah. The episode today, this week, was funny. Now, like I said, I see many not liking it because of the jokes used, but that's Gintama in a nutshell. That's how it always is. So, tell me your thoughts. How do you feel about this episode? How do you feel about the negotiations? How do you feel about Nobu? Did he get his punishment? Did you accept the punishment he received? Be honest in the comments below. And before I end this, though, if you like my content, you know, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button down below. And so with that, I wish you all a very good day or night wherever you live. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and no matter when you watch this, I wish you many great days to come. And stay warm. Chibi out.